Greta Latona.
Jimmy House, North Jersey 1500.
In the Bronx on a stoop over here.
That's right, 8:35, Jimmy House and Greta Latona. Wow. I can't thank Chazz Palminteri enough for joining us this morning on the morning show to tell us all about A Bronx Tale. He's got a body of work from TV, screenplays, stage, and A Bronx Tale actually started its reappearance again in this generation at the Paper Mill Playhouse right here in New Jersey. Then it hopped over to go to the Longacre Theater, and Chazz Palminteri, he joins us today on WGHT. How are you, sir?
Pretty good. How are you there, Greta?
Good morning, Chazz.
Hey, Jim. How are you?
You're an unbelievable man and a Yankee fan.
Big Yankee fan. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm a big Yankee fan.
Do you think they're going to do it this year?
We'll see. I think so. I think they got a good shot to get to the postseason.
The wild card.
I don't know if they got a chance to go all the way, but I think they got a good chance to go to the postseason. You know, we might be one or two pitches away.
I'll be pulling for you, Chazz. I'm a Met fan, you know, and I don't want to let that. I don't want to let that affect the interview, but
no, let's not let it affect this interview. What we're here to talk about is the great show on Broadway right now, A Bronx Tale at the Longacre Theater. That's it's killing it. You know, we're packed every night. It's a great show, and you know, a lot of people. You know, the amazing thing about it is that people, as young kids, 10, 11 years old, to people in their 80s, come to see it, and they just stand up and cheer, and at the end, it's pretty exciting for me. It really is. You know, I've done the story. 1988, I did the one-man show, and then obviously Robert De Niro came to see that, and we made a great movie, a classic movie, and now it's a musical, and people just can't get enough of it. They see it more than once. They come once, 2, 3 times. You know, it's a great story, and I'm very happy about it.
What sparked you to write the story to begin with?
I was running out of money in L.A. when I was there, and, you know, I was doing the Hill Street Blues and a bunch of shows, and then finally, after a couple of years, I ran out of money. I wanted to get into feature films, but it's very difficult. And then I said, well, if they won't give me a great part, I'll write one myself. And I started to write A Bronx Tale. I wrote about the killing that I saw when I was 9 years old, and my relationship with the wise guy and his relationship with my father, between the three of us. And I don't know, I just kept writing, and each week I would write more and more. At the end of 10 months, I had a one-person show, and I performed it, and boom, my life just changed. The reviews came out, I won these awards. The studios offered me $250,000 to walk away after the first 2 weeks, in fact, when I did it.
Really?
I had a couple $100 in the bank. I refused. Then another studio came in 2 weeks later and offered me $500,000 to walk away. And again, I didn't do it because I wanted to play Sonny, and I wanted to write the screenplay because it was about my life. Then I got offered $1 million, and again, I said no. I wanted to play Sonny. A week after that, I did the show, and I got off stage, and the stage manager walked over to me and said, hey, Robert De Niro's in your dressing room. He just saw the show. And I said, what? I couldn't believe it. I walk in the dressing room, and there was Bob De Niro, and he came over to me and said, look, I saw the show. It's the greatest one-man show I ever saw. What a great story. He said, let's make a movie of this. And I told him that I had to play Sonny. He says, I know. You should play Sonny. You should write the screenplay. And if you shake my hand, we'll go partners, and that's the way it'll be. And that was it.
So it was done on a handshake.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is divine intervention. Unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely. And then in 4 years ago, Tommy Mottola, the great Tommy Mottola, came over to me and said, look, you know, this is a musical. The story's so great, it lends itself to music. And we got Alan Menken to do this music, the great Alan Menken, who has got 8 Academy Awards, is Glenn Slater, 3 Tonys. And I wrote the book for the musical because there was more stuff I wanted to talk about my parents in it. And Jerry Zaks directing with Bob De Niro. A dream come true, and now it's a big hit on Broadway at the Longacre Theater.
I think Sergio choreographed it too.
Sergio's been nominated 3 times for 3 Tonys. I mean, this guy is wow. He's pretty amazing. You know, he's to me, he's like the best today. You know, out there today, and he's great. Just a wonderful choreographer. Really great. Really brilliant. Really smart. You know, you have great people. You hope that good things happen. In this case, it did, you know, so we're very excited by it.
The soundtrack, it has been released. And
it's released already.
We played a couple of cuts from it already. you really caught the feeling of the doo-wop sound from the Bronx, yet it still sounds timely, the type of production that the record industry is using now. So the stuff could be hit records.
Well, that's a very intuitive statement, and you're absolutely right. Well, Alan Menken and Glenn Slater and Tommy Mottola produced it. I mean, just...
You can't go wrong.
Well, I mean, there are times it does happen, but the times when it's right, and they hit it out of the park, And Bronx Tale is like a real party, It's like when people come to see it, it's like they're excited, they're laughing, they laugh, they cry, and they cheer at the end. I mean, it's an exciting thing. And like I said, a lot of parents are bringing their children, like 10, 11, 12 years old, to see how important it is that, my father's the one who said to me, the saddest thing in life is wasted talent. That was my dad's line, and that's really where it comes from. And when I wrote that, I didn't know it was going to be such an impactful statement. People talk to their children about it. Don't waste your talent, son, daughter, their daughters, and they bring them to see the show. Jim, Greta, I had people come over to me and say, my son changed his life. He was 18 years old. He was on drugs, and I brought him to see a show, and I don't know what happened. He realized that he's wasting his talent, wasting his life, and now he's off drugs. It's like I can't claim responsibility but if it helped him get off drugs, that's a great thing. So to me, it's a very rewarding thing, when you can write something that really has an effect on people and help them change their life for the better, for the better. And I'm very open. I don't go to obviously every show anymore, but I go to like on Wednesday matinee and Sunday at 3 o'clock, the 3 o'clock show. Sometimes I'll stop by at the end and see the people. And I go to my restaurant. My restaurant is right near there.
Yeah, right around the corner.
I have a new restaurant on 46th Street between 5th and 6th that's open next week. And the other one I have, people come there and I meet the people afterwards, sign autographs, take photos. It's a great, I love it. I really do. I love it because when you can write something that has an impact on people's lives, it means a lot to me.
The part of the movie and the play with the mothers yelling out the windows, right back to my childhood. Your mom calling you in for dinner.
Well, yeah, back then there were no play dates, everybody, there was 30 guys on the corner.
That's right.
30 with girls and guys, And the great thing about it is the people who see it don't have to be from the neighborhood, don't have to be from the Bronx. Bronx Tale was a huge hit in Japan. You say, how could that be, the movie? How could that be? I don't know, because it affects everyone. Everyone has a mother, a father. Everyone has dreams of bettering themselves for any generation and for any nationality of people.
Well, because it's got the basic respect, loyalty, love, family. And Bronx Tale feels like a big block party. Like when you went to the Brooklyn or the Bronx, they would have block parties in the summertime.
Yes, I remember that.
That's what you feel like. You couldn't wait. I mean, I grew up as a Jersey girl, and, we'd go to Brooklyn or the Bronx, and they'd have this huge block party, and it was exactly what the Bronx Tale is.
Exactly. Well, Jersey was the same thing. The neighborhoods in New Jersey, Bloomfield Avenue, a lot of those neighborhoods there, all around that area. Mm-hmm. I mean, this was that neighborhood. But it's amazing how people who not Italian, who never grew up in a neighborhood, love the show because, it's just a great story. Alfred Hitchcock used to say there's only 3 things you could do to an audience, and if you do 2 out of 3, you're doing great. He said you can make them laugh, you can make them cry, or you could scare them. And in Bronx Tale, we make you laugh, we make you cry, and we scare you. And I'm telling you, to see these people stand up and cheer at the end, it's an amazing, amazing sight. People crying, laughing, and then they stand up. I'm telling you, and not only that, it's one of the few shows that the manager told me that when people leave the theater, they go to the line to buy tickets again for another show, to see it another time. People see it again and again and again. Hey, listen, I'm happy about it. I'm hoping that we're here for years because it's we're doing a national tour next year of the United States, so it should be exciting.
When someone told you that Robert De Niro's in your dressing room, I know how people are in show business and they fool around and joke around with each other. Did you believe it?
No, I believed it because I could tell by the way he looked at me.
Really?
Yeah, he just had a look on his face like, oh my God. So I assumed that he was right. Well, a lot of stars were coming to see it at the time. Jack Nicholson came to see it. Al Pacino came to see it. It was a phenomenon. I'm telling you, when I did the show, it exploded. It was the hottest property in the world at the time. So all these stars were coming to see it. So I did believe him right away. I did. But it was a look on his face that, like he saw a ghost or something, But it was great. I mean, it was great to meet Bob. I never met him before. I met him the first time there, and then we became lifelong friends now, 28 years. So it's been great.
Amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Pretty amazing. I'm very touched. God, like you said, I always believed in intervention, divine intervention, and that's what happens. I'm a very lucky guy,
The phones here at WGHT Radio absolutely ring off the hook the prize line for the contest when we give away these tickets. We've given away Broadway tickets here at WGHT for how many years? 20 years?
20 years, yeah.
Your play is hot as a pistol. Hot as a pistol. You don't need luck. We just wish you success in the future with everything that you do, and ride the wave right now, because, sir, what you've done in the past and how you built an empire on an idea that you had that came from many years of the hard life. I like how it says here that you were a bouncer, and that job as a bouncer got you in trouble because you didn't let one of these big shots from Broadway into the club that you were the bouncer at, and that was the end of that, and that's what gave you the kickstart, according to this bio. That is a great story.
Well, when I was working as a bouncer, I'll tell you quickly, and I did as a doorman. I had the VIP list, and this guy was really nasty to me, and I wouldn't let him in. He told me I was going to be fired in 15 minutes, and the guy happened to be Swifty Lazar, the biggest Asian in the world. It was his party that I wasn't going to let him in because he was late and he was trying to rush it through the door. And he was just nasty to me, and I didn't let him in, and I got fired, and I went home, and I was depressed. I had no money, and I said, well, that's when I said, if they won't give me a part, I'll write one myself. And that's how I started writing Bronx Tale. So I got to thank Swifty Lazar for that.
What a great story. I mean, really.
Yeah, it's true, but it's one of those legendary stories in Hollywood that happens, I never got a chance to thank him. He died a few years later,
Oh, but he probably knew.
He probably did.
It's probably one of his great regrets.
No, listen, I got to thank him for being so nasty to me.
It put you on a different path.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, it got me fired from the job, and that was it. I said, okay, all right, I got to get serious now,
Hey, even the Pope was a bouncer, and you were a bouncer, and look, you both ended up with great lives. Great lives.
We did. That's what goes to show you. That's why, like my dad told me, the saddest thing in life is wasted talent. So anybody who's listening to this right now, if you ever wanted to do something with your life, whether it's show business or anything, it's never too late. It's never too late to do anything, Go out there and do it, because don't waste your life. You never know what your best is until you try your best. When you try your best, then you'll know what your best is.
Chazz, you're right. Living with regret is probably one of the worst things.
You're absolutely right.
Chazz, we're up against the clock.
Got it.
We are so happy to have you. We're going to go out playing the theme from A Bronx Tale, and we'll be giving away tickets today during the midday and for the next couple of weeks. We're very excited, and we both saw the play, and I want to thank you for joining us this morning. Greta Latona, when she announced that you would be on the show, I thought she was kidding. Like Robert De Niro was in your I thought she was kidding me that you were going to be on the show, So it's like very excited. Chazz, God bless you.
Thank you.
And keep
Jimmy,
doing
Greta, thank you very much.
You are a class act. Thank you for taking the time. We know you're very busy and you are very famous, and it's an honor to have you here on WGHT Radio.